Your posture and setup to the ball are the most important elements in starting the sequence of a successful golf swing. Most amateur golfers guess at their posture and setup because they've never been taught the importance of achieving an ideal spine angle. Improper posture causes an immediate breakdown in the swing. Everything starts with establishing the correct spine angle for the club in your hands. A proper spine angle can set you up for a great golf swing. An incorrect spine angle will chase your mechanics down the wrong path. When your spine angle is wrong, you will find yourself going down a wrong path of overcorrections. You will find yourself changing swing planes, adjusting your distance from the ball, and placing your arm and hands into unnatural positions. Let's listen to PGA instructor Dan Locke talk about the importance of the spine angle.
Hello again, Dan Locke with SpineAlign Golf Academy and PGA professional at Locke Golf Academy. I'm here today to talk to you about spine angle. Spine angle is the most important thing that we can make sure that we're doing properly in the golf swing. And it doesn't stay the same for every club. How could it? We have a driver that's this length and a pitching wedge that's this length. How could we possibly achieve the same spine angle if one is that long and one is this long? So we have to make sure that when we're training, we're using the proper spine angle for all of these golf clubs. So let's start with the pitching wedge. Using the SpineAlign app, what we would want to do first is set it on here to pitching wedge, which is somewhere between 38 and 45 degrees. We're going to go ahead and put it in our vest, zip it up, stand over a ball or just into an address position. We're going to zero out the unit, 0, 0. Once it's zeroed out, we're going to go ahead and achieve the proper spine angle. When we hear the audible feedback, we know we're in the proper spine angle. So let's look what this AI app has done for us. It's allowed us to get in the proper spine angle, and look at my arms. My arms are just falling with gravity. So when you hear that audible feedback, let your arms drop and go ahead and address the club. When you've addressed the club, just let your left arm feel like it's straight down, and your right arm is going to be directly below that. This is going to help us get to that proper spine angle. So let's change clubs. Let's go to a 7-iron. We'd have to take the app out of the pocket. We'll change it to 7-iron. We'll put it back in our pocket. We'll grab a 7-iron and repeat. 0. Once we hear the audible doorbell, we go ahead and find that position. So notice that this spine angle is not quite as low as the pitching wedge. It's going to be a little bit taller. This will give us the perfect, so let's look at this again. We've achieved the same spine angle, the proper spine angle. We let our arms fall with gravity. This lets our arms move back and forth under our body. Once we've achieved that, we go ahead and address the club. Let's try the driver next. We take the phone out of the shoulder harness, switch it to driver, put it back in the shoulder harness, we grab our driver, we're going to zero out the unit, 0. Okay, now we've got a longer club in our hand. We go ahead and bow to the ball. Once we've achieved that proper spine angle, we play, of course, we're going to play the ball farther forward in our stance, but this is going to give us that proper angle. We kind of just let our arms fall with gravity, maybe a little bit farther than you would away from your body than an iron. But if we achieve this perfect spine angle to start with, this is going to help us make sure we're in the proper position to start the golf swing. Let's talk about standing too far from the ball because of incorrect spine angle. So one of the first things that I would recommend doing with the SpineAlign app is getting used to being in the right spine angle at address. So let's check that. 0. So once we've heard our audible feedback, we go into our golf position. If we were to be in a position where our spine angle was wrong, look what that does to the golf club. It raises it off the ball, contributing to topped hits and things like that. Another thing that could happen if we raise and our spine angle is too tall, look what it does to the golf club. It brings it in closer to your body. So we have to make sure that when we achieve the proper spine angle, when we drop our hands, the club is sitting flat on the ground. We hear the audible feedback, which gives us the proper spine angle, and that's going to allow the hands and club to work straight back and forth under the body. So let's talk about being in the wrong spine angle and we're being too low, for instance. If we're in a position where we're too low, we lose our audible feedback. The club moves out away from our body. Now we're standing too close to the ball. So this is so imperative that we get this proper spine angle at address down, because this sets us up for the rest of the movements. And we're not fixing these swing faults that are not contributed to anything more than not being in the right fundamental stance. In summary, achieving the proper spine angle position is the most important thing to start with. When we go ahead and we address the ball, we might want to stand in a position where we are in like a practice swing position. Make sure that we hear the audible feedback. This is what puts us in the proper position. Okay, once we've achieved that, let's just move into the ball and make sure we're maintaining that audible feedback. Again, if we're standing too upright, we're gonna lose that sound. If we're standing bent over too much, we're gonna lose that sound and the club is gonna move away from the ball. So using the SpineAlign app, you're gonna be able to start to feel that perfect position in order to make sure that you're in the proper spine angle. And you wanna be able to hear that feedback the whole time you're setting up.
Many golfers attempt to fix symptoms, changing the takeaway, altering swing plane, or manipulating hand positions. These quick fixes often create even more long-term problems. They cannot work consistently unless your fundamental angles are correct first. When you set up with the correct spine angle for the club in your hands, your swing mechanics naturally start to organize themselves. Movements become easier to learn, repeat, and maintain. The chance for compensation and errors is dramatically reduced. No matter what swing issue you are trying to fix, the solution must always start with achieving the ideal spine angle for the club you are using. The SpineAlign Golf app gives you instant feedback, so you are never starting with a bad spine angle.